Hi, in this video I'm going to cover the lazy man's trading journal. Why I call it man's, it could be a lady's as well, it could be either. One of the questions I asked today is how many people actually keep a journal, and different people keep different versions of journals. Keeping a journal full stop has a major benefit to your trading. We get lazy though at times, and the more you progress, the more you trade. If you become reasonably successful, you completely forget about, well, you start writing less down, keeping fewer records in some respects. It's easy to get quite blasé about what you're doing. So in this video I will just run through how to keep a lazy man's journal and some of the things that you might put in there. You might want to put other things in there, but you put what you like in there is the answer. There is no right or wrong. I've just got a few ideas for you. So first things first, go and buy yourself an A4 refill pad. If you're not wanting to type anything, I just think when you open an Excel spreadsheet and you start typing personally, I'd rather pick a pencil up or a pen up and start writing. It's easier, it's quicker, and that's really what I want to be doing. Every morning I go through this process. I literally write down the date and a number of other things, which we'll run through some of on here. So first things first, so what am I going to be recording? So, well, obvious, I say obvious thing, but the date is a good start, date and maybe time if you want to. And then I would recommend putting this down. Just think about it for a minute. How do I feel? And I'll answer that. So you're tired? Are you feeling good? Have you had an argument with someone? How are you feeling? Ill? How are you feeling? Important. Okay, then start thinking about trading. What's the news, and what times are the key news events coming out? News and times? Question mark. Just write it down. So you just need to look at the page and see where there's specific news. Let's say non-farm payrolls next Friday. So got non-farm payrolls coming out at 1:30. That's all you need to do. Non-farms 1:30. Just to remind yourself, little aid memoir. You probably don't ever need to go back to that note, but the very fact that you've written it down will mean you've got a better chance of remembering it. So news and times. Okay, then you start going through the markets. Identify some. I'm going to talk about currency pairs. You may be doing stocks or whatever else. But so pairs, and all I do is I don't write down something about every single pair I look at. I'm just looking at a short list. So I just only ever look at the currencies that I'm likely to be trading. That's it, nothing more. So I'll go through. I've got about 25 or something on the list there, maybe more or less, of things that I'll go through, and I'll come up with a short list of what I want to be trading. So pair short list, go through that. Put a little note next to him. Reason, why trade? So why are you looking to trade it? Question, just put it down. Just it may be like short because it's doing X, Y, Z strategy setting up. Okay, just pop it down there. If you get an entry, you've got all the times of the entries on there. If you really want to be lazy, you don't have to write down the time of the entry. Sometimes it might help you, but your entry, you'll need to have planned your stop beforehand. So it's a couple of jobs you would do, but this is generally any trader's going to hopefully do this. I'm saying hopefully, but basically before you take the entry, you know where you want to enter, you know what your stop is, you can calculate your risk, get your position size calculated, and really have that would be a sort of a normal procedure, one would hope anyway. So you've got that all ready to go. Entry, you know where your stop is, and then at the end of the day, just record, or the end of the period, whenever it may be, record result. So you've got the results written down there. You can highlight these, do what you like with them, and then a quick summary. Two other things, a couple of questions here. Regardless of win or loss, so I'm feeling a bit lazy here. Win or loss, whoops. Write down what you could have done better. One thing you could have done better. Only one thing you could have done better. I know some of you are looking. I've just actually written another one down. I could have put number one. Write it down. And then the second question, really, as it's happened, if I knew now. Now this is a bit of Harry hindsight, but it's a well worth job. If I knew now what's there, what happened, knew then, not there now, I should say, what I can see now, would I still have taken a trade? I'm going to run out of the area. There you go. That's it. That's the lazy man's journal. It's the beginning. It's something. A lot of people don't have anything at all. It's better than nothing at all. It's a very, very brief, easy to do. So the date you're doing it, how I feel, the news on what times it might be coming out, the pairs that I'm looking at, just produce a quick shortlist. I just literally do this every day regardless. The reason why you might be wanting to trade it, just pencil it in, because it might be that you've got a short list of 6 or 7 things. Some days I do. Other days I have a short list of 1 or 2, or I might not have anything initially, and it gradually, as it runs through my period of trading, by 10 o'clock I've got something. Or it may be just that I'm looking at some swing trades, whatever the time frame. It may be that I'm looking for something that might not even trigger until next week. That's the way that doesn't really matter, but just have it down there. For those, you can carry forward any trades that you haven't taken. So if you've got a pair shortlist, carry it forward to the next day or the next period. So you carry that forward, that particular, if it's still doing what you want it to do, carry it forward. Reasons why you're trading it, pop it down. Entry, your stop, etc. Write it down of what you're going to do just before you do it. It will get you into a good habit. Calculate the position size. Make sure you do it in the proper way. Record the results once it's happened, whatever happens, and then regardless of whether it's you win or loss, what one thing could you have done better? And then finally, if I knew what I can see now, would I have still taken it? So there you go. So there's some ideas of a journal. You could have there is no right or wrong on this, and there may be other things you want to include them. There may be things that you think, well, I can't see what the point of doing this is, but I can guarantee there's a good point of doing it, because sometimes we go into trades on the basis of a bit myopic. We are just blind in terms of what's really there. We see something, we want something to happen. I talked about this last week in the video, but you want it to happen so much you'll take the trade, and then you come back and it's an hour or two gone even, and it's sort of well underwater, and you think, oh, why did I do that? So there you are. That's all you got to do. I'll give you an example of a trade. Let me just move this out of the way. There we go. So a trade, for example, that I took this week, and I thought, I could have done better than that. Right, let's get rid of this. Let's clear all drawings. There we go. Put that back into a mouse. Right. So what could I have done better? I took a short on the pound here. I took it reasonably early. I'd put a sell stop in on the pound for a short position. I had a couple of targets. I had an intraday target, which was the S2. I had a bigger target of 1.2, around about 1.210 actually, or 120.10. But no idea this was going to happen. Anyway, that was it looks good now. Would I have still taken this? Yep. I took some money out of it. Would I have managed it in the same way? Nope. If I can, what I can see now, and was it badly managed? Maybe not. We're in choppy markets, and you've got to bear in mind that at times you've got to put some thought into it. You know, was it right for the particular market? We've been sitting through some chop. We've got lots of speakers that have been coming out, not so many over the last day or so, but we've had plenty earlier in the week. Choppy markets, the markets are flicking backwards and forwards. Cable's been very choppy. If you look at it historically, there you go, it was doing this. So there's a risk to it the reasoning why you're going. So taking apart the position out, for example, there was fine. What could I have done better? Left the stop untouched. I'd taken part of the trade out. I'd covered the trade. If you wanted to feel like there was zero risk in it, I'd covered it. I could have left the stop. What did I do? I'd moved the stop to break even. I'd got to first point. I must admit, I did look at this and think, well, that might even go today, although I know the stats are not particularly great for it to pass through its S2, but certainly it looks like it's on for tomorrow. Looked good at the time, and it did look good for tomorrow, and it did actually carry on. I saw it break the low. I brought the stop down to break even. So I moved the stop to break even on a lower high. Should have left it alone. What did it do? It ran up and then stopped me out and rolled over and it hit second target. However, if the market had pushed up and carried on, would I have been happy the fact that I took some out and brought it break even? Probably yes. So it's a bit questionable. I mean, that's probably a subject for a whole different video. But for now, it just gets you thinking and debating with yourself, if nothing else. I'm sitting here having a bit of a debate with myself. Anyway, I will leave it there. Do get your little A4 pad, or you can be nice and green and do it on an Excel spreadsheet or whatever you would like to do it on. Back of the fag packet if you've got enough space. I wish you all the best. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.